Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome to Make It Rock, the show where I show you how I make it rock and how you can as well. Let's say hello to the people here in the chat. Who do we got? Mark Bro, good to see you. Hypnosis, mighty fine seeing you here. The Leela verse, Leela did a great show earlier. Thank you, Leela. And let's see who else we got. Tremor Bear is here in the house. Good to see you, Tremor Bear. Ed B Metal, what is going on? It is time to rock. And Jamie Lynn, great to see you all here. And once again, welcome to Make It Rock. And today we're going to be taking a look at something very, very, very cool because a lot of you know and a lot of you use Xvox by Nuro Audio. And we'll take a look at that here just real quick. I got a project loaded. In theory, there we go. So what do we have here? We got FL Studio, and already this is actually the Make It Rock, or no, this is the You Rock theme song. I was just trying to think of something to use as like a demonstration for this thing. But we got Xvox Pro right here. This is on all the vocals, which there's only 2 tracks of vocals on this particular project. So you got Xvox, and Xvox is amazing because Xvox lets you, you got your compressor, you got your tone, you got your reverb and delay. This is Xvox Pro. Now there is a regular version of Xvox, and there's some little fine controls that you get in this that you don't get in the regular version of it. But you can do great stuff with the regular version as well. You got your sound effects there. Hello, Jade Star. Jade Star did a great demonstration of the new Paint X in LumaFusion, which is very cool. So, but a lot of us know Xvox. A lot of us love Xvox. What if I told you? What if I told you there was another thing by Nuro Audio? Unfortunately, it's not on iOS, as far as I know. But hopefully one day they'll bring it to iOS. But it is available for desktop right now. It is called Xrack, and we like a nice rack. Oh God, oh Jesus. Anyway, let's take a look at Xrack Pro. I'm just gonna put it here on the master channel for right now, and this is what you're gonna get with Xrack Pro. So it's a little different than Xvox, but it's a very similar kind of a setup. You have the first little block in the program is saturate. So you got a nice saturation module here, and you have all kinds of different types of saturation. So you have the N strip, the A strip, 2-inch tape, cassette tape. You want those cassette tape vibes? There you go. You got bus saturation, and you got drive. And then you have the big saturate knob, so you can control how much saturation you get there. And you've got a little level thing to show you how much saturation is going on. And you also have, this is probably one of those pro controls. So if you get the regular version of Xrack, you're probably not going to get this one. But you can either do it more on the crisp side. Sometimes you want them crispy, or sometimes you want them nice and warm. And you can do either, or in the middle. It doesn't really matter. And then you've got the compression plugin, the compression module here. They're dynamics. So you have an Opto X, you have a vintage compressor, you have an FET, you have a solid, you have glue, you got satin. So lots of good options here for the compression. It'll show you the amount of gain reduction. There is side chaining possibilities here as well. I don't know if I'm going to get into all that today, but it is possible. Hello, lovely wife from Lurkland downstairs. Hello, Hugh Caldwell, mighty fine looking rack. I guess we're going to have those. We're going to have that today, and then you have your compression control, the amount right here. Now, this is probably one of those pro features here, color. So you can do it, you can change the coloration of the compression, or just leave it in the middle. And then you have the transient shaper as well on here, and then you have a little fine-tune like shape control here as well. So it's really nice, really great controls here over your compression. Then you have your tone module, which is, of course, your EQ. You have different EQ models. So you have clean, present, warm, blue. I don't know what blue tone is, but we'll find out. Tube and clarity. You have of course, the graphic version of it as well, where you can move the points and stuff. If you want to really nail down a frequency based on what you're seeing there. Hello, Dell. Welcome. And you have, of course, the slider version. You got your sub, you got your low, your mid, your high, and your air, which is a nice touch because not every EQ includes that. You have your high and low shelf, so you can control that as well, where you want to cut off at the low frequency, you want to cut off the high frequency, you can do that. You have different tone routing options, so you can go, you can have the tone before everything, or you can have it post the dynamics, which is the order that it kind of comes in, or you can have it post, which means it would be after everything. So you got a couple options there. You have modulate. This has a lot of fun effects. So you have your J chorus, which is I'm assuming it's like a Juno chorus. The doubler. You got thick. Because some people, we like it thick. M phaser, retro, and then back to J chorus. So a couple different modulation options here that you can have, and you can control how much of that. You can control the depth here, which is very nice. And you also have some pitch drift, and you can make it sound more analog if you want as well. Lots of really great options there in terms of the modulation. And then you have the maximize. So this, I wouldn't call this like a mastering thing, but it almost kind of is in a way, because you do have this maximize module at the end here. So you have the OTT, you have massive. Hey, Lars Guitars, welcome. You have tight, you have open, and you have crush, which of course is one that I would like. And you can control how much of this. There's multi-band controls here on this. You have how much of the maximizer you want, and then you can control the type of clipping. Either you have no clipping set on there, or you have soft clipping or hard clipping. So whatever kind of clipping that you want to have on the output, you can do that as well. So it's a really nice, and that's basically what you got, and it's really nice in terms of the kinds of things that you would want to see in a plugin like this. It's kind of got all the things. So what we're going to do is we're going to just kind of go through some of the different variations of this, and I think let's start on the math. Let's start on the fun part, and we'll do the master. There's some bus presets on here for the main bus, and let me just kind of try to get this selected. We'll select this kind of ending part here. So this is what it sounds like with nothing on it. As it is, you know this one. Okay, so that's cool. Let's go ahead and bring the mixer up, and let's go ahead and add Xrack Pro. And here's another cool thing. Before I get into this, I'll also show you this about Xrack Pro, and this is also true of Xvox Pro. You not only get the whole the Xrack Pro plugin, which has been lost now. Where the heck did it go? Okay, I see what happened. Minimized it. We want maximized. So you not only get the whole you not only get the whole Xrack Pro plugin, but you also get all the modules separate. So if you want just the maximizer, you can have just the maximizer, and it has its own presets. Not a lot, obviously, because it's just the maximizer. If you want just the tone part of it, you have that. Well, this is the Xvox one, but let me find the Xrack one. Xrack tone. So there you go. This is just the tone module. So you can actually do all these separately if you wanted to. And there's definitely cases where that comes in handy. Yes, this is Nuro Audio is the company that makes this developer. But let's take a look at some of these mix bus presets. So you got Big Brit mix bus. Let's see what that does to the sound. And I know from reading some of the material on this, it does try to keep the levels. I mean, obviously, there's going to be some level changes when you're adding this much processing, but it does try to keep the level fairly consistent, so it's not going to be like, you're not going to think it's better because it's loud, because everything that's louder always sounds better, but it's louder though. So let's check out the Big Brit mix bus. Let's see what that does. I'll toggle on and off the bypass up here so you can hear that. So you can hear really, that one really enhances the bass frequencies and the highs and cuts out a little bit of the mid range. Is kind of my impression of that. Fat and Clear mix bus. And that's kind of doing a lot of the same sort of thing as that first one, but it's even more accentuating the bass frequencies there. Infused air. So this turns everything off except for maximize and tone, and it gives you some air on the tone module. And you can tell that. So you can see how that one really brightens things up. It really gives it a nice lift, and I like that one. Mixbus Beat Glue. You need some glue for your beats. Here you go. So that one gives it a lot of nice fullness, and really clarifies that higher range. Jerry Gomes, DJ Big Red, welcome. And yes, we do have submissions open for U-Rock tomorrow. Thank you for posting that one. Mixbus Beat Open. So this one is just using the saturate module, the tone module, and the maximizer. So you can see, hey, Pete Johns, good to see you, man. Hope you're doing well today. So that was Mixbus Beat Open. We got the Crusher. Okay, here we go. It's funny because it doesn't actually use the Crush module on the maximizer. But you can really hear in a lot of these how they really open up those, like, the bass frequencies. They really open up the high end, and they really give it like a lot more kind of oomph to the sound. This is Wake Up, so I assume this is going to be pretty extreme, maybe. And I think, the issue, hey, Driven to Right, good to see you. The issue with the maximize, the issue with the Mixbus presets, some of them do seem a bit like on the extreme side. Of course, you can tame them down pretty easily. Like this one's just crazy. And also remember, these are, of course, designed, no one preset is going to fit every song, and these are just starting points. So you kind of pick one that you think is going to fit what you need, and then you make adjustments as needed. So this is Mud Cleaner. If you got a muddy mix, and you're not fixing it with the EQ. It's kind of interesting that they go with a lot of low and very little mid. It's interesting. That makes it, I'm sure on the right, if there was something that was really had a lot of low end energy, that could definitely be helpful. It does seem like on a mix that's already okay, it's gonna make it a little bit thin. Old tape masters. This is where you get into some of the more interesting stuff. Hey, Gortium. And that really is an old tape. Not quite sure. I'm sure there's specific circumstances where you might need that one. But open highs. Here we go. That one's not bad. That one I like that one. Presence boost. Boosting the presence. I don't know that I care for that one on this. Yeah, I do. I do remember that far back. You can believe it. Retro pusher mix bus. And that to me sounds more like a cassette mix than the other one kind of did. Tube lifter. So that's the tube lifter, and then we have warmer mix. My goodness, that's really blowing the bass out. But, if you had something, and especially, I'm thinking if it was more on the gentler side, and it was very, trebly, and there wasn't a lot of bass energy, like maybe an acoustic guitar performance with just some drums and acoustic guitar, like that could really work well for that. On this, it kind of sounds a bit muddy then, but, so that's for the mix bus. But the real value of this to me, because there's lots of things you can put on the mix bus to make it, to do those kinds of things. Most DAWs come with that kind of stuff. The real value is putting this on, and I'm going to select a different part of the song just so we're not just listening to the same thing over and over and over again. The real value to me is it has stuff for individual instruments and stuff, which is really awesome. And I'm going to start that process out here with the drums, because I think that's the place where it's going to make the biggest difference. So we'll bring it in here on the drum track. Let me make sure. So it's not on the master. It's only on the drums now. And here it is. And then we go in here and we see, oh, there's all these drum presets. Okay. So full kit A chain. Let's see how this changes things. Actually, I'll start with this off and then turn it on. Time for another the best of the best, forget the retro beat shot. The quality is off the charts, exponential. Your music, rock, electro, metal, or experimental, or whatever you're rocking has existed in. The toughest and the roughest get the... That just brought those drums like right out. The best of the best, forget the retro beat shot. The quality is off the charts, exponential. Your music, rock, electro, metal, or experimental, or whatever. I'm impressed. And yes, Xvox is available on iOS. It's great. I mean, it's like the holy grail for vocals. But this I really like what that did with the drums there. Let's see what full kit, all buttons in. Yeah, push all the buttons. Time for another
you rock. The best of the best, forget the retro be shock. The quality is off the charts, exponential. Your music, rock, electro, metal, or experimental, or whatever you're rocking has did it.
See, to me, now that one, I didn't like that one as much, but that could be used certainly. I think that would be good for like a really heavy metal mix where you get those almost like clicky drums. That would probably work well for that. Full kit crispy bus. Crispy.
Top for another you rock. The best of the best, forget the retro be shock. The quality is off the charts, exponential. Your music, rock, electro, metal, or experimental, or whatever you're rocking has did it. The toughest and the roughest get the hit bang quitter. And if you got a cover, then you.
And that too, I like that one. I don't like it as much as the first one, but it does give some nice definition to those drums. Lo-fi cassette. So here's where I get into kind of some of the weirder stuff. We'll see what this does.
Top for another you rock. The best of the best, forget the retro be shock. The quality is off the charts, exponential. Your music, rock, electro, metal, or experimental, or whatever you're rocking has did it.
See, now that's something there. Hey, Bloody Ritual, good to see you. That's something there that you might want to use as like a special effect. Because let's solo it. Let's just solo this channel. That's a bit extreme. But there's certainly places where you might be able to use that. And yes, there's the Xvox for iPad. I do have a link in the description, by the way, to Nuro Audio's website if you wanted to purchase this. What is it running for these days? Let's just take a look and see. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Let's just take a quick look, and we will see. Yeah, they moved the drums to a silo. Okay, let's open up a new window. I probably should have had this up earlier, but if ifs and buts were candy and nuts, would all have a Merry Christmas. Here we go. Nuro Audio. Oh, look at this. Supernova. Next gen reverb, and I might have to take a look at that. That's for a future show. Anyway, Xrack Pro. There it is. And let's just see what this sucker's running these days. So it shows you all the cool stuff about it. So Xrack is $119. It's $50 off right now. You can save up to $50 off with loyalty offer. So $119 for Xrack, and then if you wanted to go Xrack Pro, $249.99. I definitely didn't pay $249.99, but I think the reason that was because I had already bought Xvox before, and so they gave me like a member discount. I think I paid around $170. They do have bundles and stuff too, so you can check out like a vocal chain bundle. Ultimate vocal chain is $259.99, which isn't with all the stuff that you get for it, that's not that bad. But yeah, there's the bundle, and there's the page if you want to go and just buy Xrack Pro. So let's continue looking at this. And so we just checked out the cassette. Let's check out old radio. So this is going to be like really narrow and tinny. We'll give it a shot in the mix.
Instrumental or experimental or whatever you're rocking has did it. The toughest and the roughest get the hit bang quitter. And if you got a cover, then you got a cover. No bullshit. It's a show for real music lovers.
I accidentally hit some knobs somehow, and I don't know how I did that. Okay, there we go. But yeah, this one, another specialty. Full kit room maker. Let's see what that does.
Top for another you rock. The best of the best, forget the rest, you'll be shocked. The quality is off the charts, exponential. Your music, rock, electro, metal, or experimental, or whatever you're rock.
Man, that really adds a lot of compression. All right. And then we'll bring that back in here. We'll take a look at tape chain.
Top for another you rock. The best of the best, forget the rest, you'll be shocked. The quality is off the charts, exponential. Your music, rock, electro, metal, or experimental, or whenever you're rocking.
So you can see
the toughest and the roughest get the headbang quit. And if you gotta cover, then you.
even that one makes a positive difference. Hey, Gary Hubbs, good to see you. All right, and then we got full kit warmth.
Top for another you rock. The best of the best, forget the rest, you'll be shocked. The quality is off the charts, exponential. Your music, rock, electro, metal, or experimental, or whenever you're rocking.
And that one really accentuates the kick drum a lot. So a lot of good options there. I kind of like this. I kind of really like the first one, full kit A.
Top for another you rock. The best of the best, forget the rest, you'll be shocked. The quality is off the charts, exponential. Your music, rock, electro, metal, or experimental, or whenever
You get crazy.
The toughest and the roughest get the headbang quit. And if you gotta cover, then you gotta cover. No bull.
But again, like the whole idea with Mixbox is, you start I called it Mixbox. Xrack. The whole idea with Xrack is really just to, you bring up the preset that's closest to what you want to do, and then you just dial it on in. So let's get out of that, and we're gonna take a look at what this can do for some bass. So let's see what happens with the bass here with Xrack, and we'll bring it in here, and let's just check out this bass track by itself. There's nothing. There's no bass there. Really? Let's see what's here. Maybe there's some bass. There we go. Of course, I picked a section of the song with no bass in it. So this is on here, but it's not doing anything right now because I didn't load any presets. But we do have bass presets. We got all kinds of bass presets. Bass beefy. So that makes your bass a little beefier there. Bass clarify. Thing is acting all wonky today. I don't understand why it's doing this. There we go. So, let's see what else we have here. We got bass rearticulator. So that really just kind of like clarifies it a little bit. Let's take a look at this one. Round bass round, nice round bass. can see what you can do with this saturation and stuff. More compression. All right, so that's some of the bass presets there. Let's see what this thing can do, because this is another one that's fun. This thing is really acting wonky today, and I don't understand why. All right, we get out of there, and go to the guitar channel, and let's see. Got these guitars. And this is using, I will say, this is using, where is, there we go. It's using this Ample Hellraiser. It's freaking awesome. Guitar sim right here. You can hear, you can even see the strings vibrating on this. But as cool as that sounds, and that's just the sound right out of the plugin. Let's see what this thing can do for it. So we'll go in here. There is some guitar stuff, electric guitar. Now some of these, like, they're not really for this type of guitar, so it won't work that well. But like clean, chorusy, that's not gonna be great for this. But you can go to like doubled up, although the Ample Sound guitar actually has a doubler built into it. I kind of like that sound. That's kind of cool. Let's see what other ones might work here. So we have that. We have extra beefy. They have a real commitment to beefiness, which is awesome. And that does beef it up. All right, let's see presence. That really accentuates kind of like the mid-range. Hey, Vidal in the shadowy figures, where's the beef? Where's the beef? But yeah, so that would be good, I think, especially for like some like thrash metal or something where you really want to have a lot of there's kind of more like narrow sound to it. E-guitar punch. That one's subtle. That really doesn't make a huge difference at all. See, I'll be honest with you. When it doesn't make a difference, it doesn't make a difference. Let's see about this one. Smooth and warm. This probably is not going to be a great preset for this sound, but watch it be awesome. But you can see, just with that, like, I didn't necessarily like it as a starting point, but you can just dial things in really nice and easily here, and you got all the things. Because you know what you'd have to do if you wanted to do this in terms of, other types of, if you wanted to use a bunch of different, you could load up a saturator, a compressor, an EQ, some type of modulation, and a maximizer. And then you got to juggle all between all of those. Well, you got all this stuff right here, and it's all the essential things that you need to make your stuff sound as good as possible. So, to me, that's why I think Xrack Pro is a winner. Is it quite to the level of, is it quite to the level of Xvox? I don't know about that. But I do feel that it can make a big difference, especially when you start. And you know what is nice about this? You can see. Like when I did, like right now, we're using. Let's just see when I play it. I think like 19, 20. If I'm gonna completely delete this. Completely delete this plugin. And it's really not even changing the. Processing at all. So the select essentials, yes. Any vocal presets? Let's see. I think there are actually. So we can go on like this. This is like the vocal bus, and we'll add this on here, and we'll just see what it's got. Bring this back up again. There we go. Okay. So we're on the vocal mix. Let's see. Yes, vocals right here. So we have vocal bus enhancer. Well, let's see if it does. I actually want to move this up. We'll just put it there. That's good. Let's go to a part of the track that has vocals on it.
You're rockin' hashtag did it. The toughest and the roughest get the hit banquet. And if you got a cover, then you got a cover. No bullshit, it's the show for real music lovers. Never you're rockin' hashtag did it. The toughest and the roughest get the hit banquet.
Now, see, that one I feel like makes the vocals a little bit too loud there, but you could tame that in. Vocal chop crush.
Never you're rockin' hashtag did it. The toughest and the roughest get the hit banquet. And if you got a cover, then you've got a cover. No bullshit, it's the show for real music lovers.
Actually, I don't mind that. Extra wide.
Never you're rockin' hashtag did it. The toughest and the roughest get the hit banquet. And if you got a cover, then you've got a cover. No bullshit, it's the show for real music lovers. Never you're rockin' hashtag did it. The toughest and the roughest get the hit banquet. And if you got a cover, then you've got a cover. No bullshit, it's the show for real.
I mean, it really does make the vocals pop a lot. Almost a little too much for my taste. But vocal maximizer.
Never you're rockin' hashtag did it. The toughest and the roughest get the hit banquet. And if you got a cover, then you've got a cover. No bullshit, it's the show for real music lovers.
So that's the vocal thicker.
Never you're rockin' hashtag did it. The toughest and the roughest get the hit banquet. And if you got a cover, then you've got a cover.
Man, that really. I thought this was supposed to control for volume, but it does seem to make things quite a lot louder, at least with the vocals. Vocal up front. Well, I don't know how that differs from all the other ones. Did the exact same thing, but
Never you're rockin' hashtag did it. The toughest and the roughest get the hit banquet. And if you got a cover, then you've got a cover. No bullshit, it's the show for real.
And don't forget, when I'm using this, I've already used Xvox on the vocals on the individual tracks, so it's kind of like double compressing and triple compressing them, which isn't always a bad thing, but just keep that in mind. Background enhancer.
Never you're rockin' hashtag did it.
So that would probably be better on like some backing vocals. Bus warmer.
Never you're rockin' hashtag did it. The The toughest and the roughest get the headbang quit. And if you got a cover, then you've got a cover. No bullshit, it's a show for real music lovers. Never your rockin' hashtags ended it. The toughest and the roughest get the headbang quit. And if you got...
You know, I don't mind that one. That one's not too bad. Vocals fuller.
Never your rockin' hashtags ended it. The toughest and the roughest get the headbang quit. And if you got a cover, then you've got a cover. No bullshit, it's a show for real music lovers. Never your rockin' hashtags...
So that's another nice, kind of more subtle one. Opto tape.
Never your rockin' hashtags ended it. The toughest and the roughest get the headbang quit. And if you got a cover, then you've got a cover. No bullshit, it's a show for real music lovers. Never your rockin' hashtags ended it. The toughest and the roughest get the headbang quit. And if you got a cover, then you've got a cover. No bullshit, it's a show for real music lovers. Never your rockin' hashtags ended it. The toughest and the roughest get the headbang quit. And if you got a cover, then you've got a cover.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. Some of them are. It seems like the ones that are further down seem to be better. Vocals stack airy.
Never your rockin' hashtags ended it. The toughest and the roughest get the headbang quit. And if you got a cover, then you've got a cover. No bullshit, it's a show for real music lovers. Never your rockin' hashtags ended it.
That might be my favorite one, at least on this track. That worked really well. I might actually like that better than the regular mix. That's cool. Wow. So there's some really great stuff in there. There's some good stuff for now, you know, when it comes to vocals, it's going to be more for like your overall vocal mix, the you know, cuz this is really to go on the buses. So if you have all well, of course, yeah, you would level map. Now, it's supposed to be doing that automatically. I question that a little bit. Obviously, like a lot of compression and stuff is going to make it sound a bit more it's going to make it sound a bit more louder, even if it actually isn't metering louder. It might just be the effective sounding louder, which is kind of what it's supposed to do, but yeah, it's pretty cool. I would hope so, Jade. I would hope. Because I looked at Nuro Audio. The only thing they have for iOS right now is Xvox. I think this would make a stellar addition to the iOS platform. But at any rate, you can get this over on Nuro Audio's website, and you know, we figured it out. It was see if I can. There it was like. Yeah. So $249.99. Yeah, it's a lot. It ain't cheap. But it is very good. But you do have the Xrack regular version, which is only $119, which is, you know, again, that's still, but desktop prices, that's not actually all that bad. And you get most of the stuff if you look at it there. You are missing, you know, some of the finer details, but for the most part, you're getting all the things that are essential to Xrack. So it's not a bad deal. Not a bad deal. All right. Yeah. Well, hopefully they'll be bringing it over to iOS sooner rather than later. So I thank you all for watching. That's Xrack Pro. I was really excited about this one, and I'm liking what it can do, especially with like drums, guitars, vocals. It is excellent for that kind of stuff. And even put on the master bus as kind of like a pre-mastering thing. Really good for that. So thank you all for watching. We got, if you are a Jade Star member, she's got a member show coming up, but that's only for Jade Star members. So go become a member of Jade's channel if you want to watch that. And then tomorrow we got Lila with the Fern Frets. Jade's going to be doing, I think, Stream Deck. The thing I really need, Stream Deck. And then I'll be back with You Rock. And if you want to get your tracks in, there's still a little bit of time left. How are we doing on submissions? We're getting pretty full, it looks like. But send them on in, bit.ly/YouRockSubmit. So thank you all again for being here tonight. hope you'll take a look at Xrack, see if it's something that's good for you or not. I'm just showing it to you. What you do with it is up to you. And I think all of you again, much love. Take care. Most importantly, keep rocking. Bye, everyone.